Today's lesson is called Dear Dairy. Hi everyone, my name is Jeff.
I am Roger. We're going to continue talking about cheese in today's unit entitled Dear Dairy. Okay, dairy food, which includes milk, yogurt, and especially cheese, which we've been talking about in our program the last couple of days. Now, last time we mentioned the fact that cheese comes in many forms. My goodness, they've counted up to 1,800 kinds of cheese. And, of course, it's made from the milk of animals that eat grass like cows, sheep, and goats.
Yeah, but that's just the beginning, okay? Any grass-eating mammal, for the most part, should be able to make cheese. People eat cheese that comes from horses, okay? They eat cheese that comes from donkeys and camels. Moose, there you go. You can make moose cheese as well. And you can also make cheese from the milk of reindeer and yak as well, which is stupefying. And that's nothing, okay? You would think that the most expensive cheese in the world might come from like the fanciest cows in Japan or something like that. Like the best steak in the world comes from special Japanese cows. Well, that's not the case. Okay, the most expensive cheese in the world does not come from Japan. It does not come from a cow. It comes from that donkey. Ee-haw, ee-haw. Yes, the most expensive cheese in the world is donkey cheese from the nation of Serbia, there on the Balkan Peninsula. How about that? All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break, but don't go away. When we come back, we'll start reading from the second part of our lesson called Dear Dairy.
Cheese is so universally popular that a study found that it was the most stolen food in the world. About 1 in 25 packs of cheese on sale in shops is stolen. That's a higher percentage than for alcohol, candy, or other snack foods.
大家好，首先在第一部分我们看到的单字是副词 universally， 表示普遍地、全世界地、放诸四海地。例如 Michael Jackson was universally known as the king of pop. Michael Jackson 被普遍称为流行乐之王。又或者说This plug adapter allows tourists to use their electronic devices universally. 这个转接插头让游客在世界各地都能使用他们的电子产品。
All right, let's talk about the first part of today's lesson. Of course, cheese is popular all over the world, even here in Taiwan. And cheese is so universally popular that a study found that it was the most stolen food in the world. Hey, that explains why my cheese always went missing from my school lunch back in high school. Lots of people are stealing cheese. And we're describing cheese as being not only popular, but universally popular. Now, universally is an adverb describing things that occur in the universe. But we oftentimes use this word just to talk about everywhere that we know about on the earth. So it's popular pretty much all over the world. It's universally popular. And some research has been conducted. Somebody did a study and they found or they discovered that it's the most stolen food in the world. People might be stealing rice. They might be stealing bread. They might be stealing spaghetti. Who knows? But more people steal cheese than any other kind of food. How about that?
How amazing. And they're not just stealing the really expensive or valuable cheeses like those cheeses from Serbia that come from donkeys. No, no, no. It's the most stolen food in the world period. The variety doesn't matter. People just love cheese that much that they're willing to steal it. They're willing to steal it more than any other food. Get this, about 1 in 25 packs of cheese, regardless of variety or kind or type or anything like that, about 1 in 25 packs of cheese on sale in shops is stolen. Yes, 4% of the world's cheese ends up stolen.
Okay, so for some reason, people like to steal cheese. Cheese, of course, is quite tasty, and I understand that cheese is something good to take with you if you go on a hike or something like that. It gives you lots of energy, and it won't spoil so quickly. That's a higher percentage than for alcohol, candy, or other snack foods, and I'm quite surprised by that. You'd think people would steal beer or wine or vodka more often than cheese or candy bars or potato chips or anything else. Nope, they're going for the cheese that is on sale.
There you go. About 1 in 25 packs of cheese gets stolen. It's in the shop there. You can buy it, but no one wants to buy it. It's cheese. People love that stuff, so they steal it. They steal it more often than any other type of food. 4%. 1 in 25 packs of cheese, 4% of cheese goes stolen. How about that? And that's a higher percentage than for alcohol, candy, or other snack foods. So you think that, hey, people love chocolate too, so they would steal a lot of chocolate. Well, I imagine people do steal a lot of chocolate, but people steal more cheese than they steal chocolate. And that's also true for alcohol and other snack foods as well. Anyways, before we move on, let's talk about this word percentages. Okay, when we're talking about percentages, we're talking about an amount of something that is relative to a whole of something. It's a way of measuring something in parts per 100. So 4%, that means that's 4 out of 100 or 1 out of 25. But to make things easy, you count things out of 100. 100% is that whole thing. It's all of it. That smaller percentage is what proportion that smaller amount is relative to that whole thing. That's what percentages are all about. For example, this fruit drink only contains 10% fruit juice. That's a really low percentage.
Or I could say the percentage of women having children in Taiwan has been going down for many years. The percentage has been quite low for many years. Okay, that brings us to the end of the first part of our explanation. Let's move on now to the second part and talk some more about cheese.
Maybe one reason it's so tempting could be that it contains a protein that breaks down into chemicals known to be addictive. That's why some people say cheese is a drug. It might also explain why it's long been thought that eating cheese just before you go to bed can give you very strange dreams, even nightmares. One study in Great Britain found that different varieties of cheese could give you different kinds of dreams. Apparently, cheddar will make you dream of celebrities.
第二部分我们看到的单字是 addictive， 这个字为形容词，指让人上瘾的或使人着迷的。例如 Drugs are extremely harmful and addictive, so don't even try to touch them. 毒品极其有害且容易上瘾，所以千万连碰都不要碰。又或者说 To me, jogging started as a hobby, but it gets addictive that I can't stop doing it. 对我而言，慢跑一开始只是嗜好，但后来它让我上瘾了，我无法停止不跑。
All right, why do people steal cheese? Okay, it's the most stolen food in the world, but why? Well, maybe one reason it's so tempting. Ooh, yeah, people are tempted. They want to steal this cheese. Maybe one reason it's so tempting could be that it contains a protein that breaks down into chemicals known to be addictive. So maybe people are addicted to cheese. Yes, it's all in the chemistry. It's all in the chemicals there. How about that? Anyways, before we move on, let's go ahead and talk about a few things. First of all, the word protein. What is protein? Well, protein is a substance, okay? It's a part of a food or a substance found in food that helps your muscles grow and develop, and it helps to repair these muscles as well. Yeah, usually those big, strong guys at the gym with big muscles, they're eating a lot of protein. They eat protein in the form of steaks and protein shakes and stuff like that because they want those big muscles, and eating protein and lifting weights, I should say, is the way that you get big muscles. But back to the chemistry, apparently, cheese is addictive or almost addictive because it contains this protein that breaks down into addictive compounds or chemicals. How about that? But what does it mean to break something down into something? Well, if something breaks down into something, it's reduced, okay? To break something down into something is to reduce that thing. You kind of separate this thing into smaller pieces or parts or elements.
Right, so the protein, or danbaiji, breaks down into chemicals, and those chemicals themselves become addictive. Like, for example, nicotine in cigarettes is very addictive, so please don't start smoking. And I think there's some sort of chemical in betel nut that can be addictive as well, so don't start chewing that. Of course, lots of drugs are addictive as well, like heroin or whatever. So in this particular case, though, I guess there's something addictive to eating cheese. And once you start eating cheese, you can never get enough of it. So here, that's why some people say cheese is a drug. And I can see that, indeed. I seem to need to have a couple of bites of cheese every day. My goodness, I hope I don't have an addiction to cheese and I need to go to some kind of clinic or something.
So it's all in the chemistry and the chemicals. How cool. Yeah, some people say that cheese is a drug. Amazing. Now, it might also explain why it's long been thought that eating cheese just before you go to bed can give you very strange dreams, even nightmares. Now, this has never happened to me, but I've heard people say this before. Oh, don't eat that cheese just before you go to bed. You might have bad dreams or nightmares. Now, that's what a nightmare is, by the way. A nightmare is a bad dream. It's a bad, frightening, scary dream that might make you wake up.
Yep, indeed. And I seldom have nightmares. I usually have strange or unusual dreams or reoccurring dreams that happen over and over again, but I don't really have nightmares, so I had to try this. I like my dreams. I oftentimes write them down after I wake up, so I think I'm going to try some cheese before I go to bed tonight so I can have some bizarre, strange dreams, but certainly I don't want to have any nightmares. Now, one study in Great Britain found that different varieties of cheese could give you different kinds of dreams. My goodness, having cheddar or Colby or camembert or something will produce different types of dreams. So that's kind of weird here, but they did this study in Great Britain. And of course, as you know, the British, just like the French, love their cheese too.
Now, you mentioned cheddar just now. Apparently cheddar, okay, if you eat cheddar will affect your dreams. Apparently cheddar will make you dream of celebrities. Yeah, I'm not kidding. That's what it says here. If you eat cheddar cheese before you go to bed, you are going to dream of Julia Roberts or Jessie J or Brad Pitt or Angelina Jolie or Tom Hanks or celebrities. How about that? How cool. Anyways, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break, but don't go away. We'll be back to wrap up our article on cheese right after this.
While cheese is delicious, it is quite fattening, as most cheeses are made up of about 30% fat. However, our bodies need fat too, and if we don't eat vast amounts of cheese, it is healthy for us. It's good for our bones, brain, teeth, heart, digestion, It even helps to lower stress. So next time you feel tense about something, cut yourself a slice of cheese.
第三部分我们看到的单字是 fattening， 这个字是形容词，表示易使人发胖的。例如 I probably need to stay away from those fattening food because I'm on a diet. 我可能需要远离那些易让人发胖的食物，因为我正在节食。又或者说 Mom suggested me that I roast the chicken instead of frying it, for it's less fattening. 妈妈建议我烤那只鸡，而不是用炸的，因为这样比较不会让人发胖。接下来我们看到的单字是 digestion， 这个字是名词，表示消化。举例来说 Stomach pain can sometimes be a sign of poor digestion. 肚子痛有时候可能是消化不良的征兆。这个字的原型是动词 digest, D-I-G-E-S-T. 比如说 Some vegetables are harder to digest, and some can even make your stomach hurt. 有些蔬菜比较难消化，有些甚至会造成腹痛。今天的最后一个单字是形容词 tense， 意指精神、情绪等紧绷的。举例来说 Alice feels tense most of the time because her job is very difficult. Alice 大部分的时间会感到情绪紧绷，因为她的工作十分棘手。
Okay, let's talk some more about cheese. And of course, we've been talking about cheese for the past couple of days. So I suspect that a lot of our dear listeners are craving cheese right now. But be careful. While cheese is delicious, it is quite fattening, as most cheeses are made up of about 30% fat. So if you're trying to control your calories or to watch your weight or whatever, you might be careful around cheese. It is delicious, yes, that's true, but it's fattening. If something makes you fat, we say it's fattening. Lots of junk food, of course, is quite fattening, or sweet, soft drinks. They're considered fattening as well. And a lot of people consider food with high fat content as being fat as well. Although I understand that's up to debate these days. Some people say that fat in your diet is actually good for you and it won't make you fat. It's the carbohydrates that are going to cause you to be fat.
There you go. One way or another, most cheeses are quite fattening. Most cheeses are made up of about 30% fat. And that means that cheese is about 30% fat. Cheese is comprised of fat to the tune of about 30%. Who knows what's in the other 70%? It's delicious stuff. That's all I know. The other 30% is fat. So if you eat that, you could become fat, or it could clog up your heart or something bad like that.
Or I could say the percentage of fat in cheese is about 30%. So we got to be careful there, again, if you're trying to control your fat intake. However, our bodies need fat too, and if we don't eat vast amounts of cheese, it is healthy for us. So yes, don't worry too much. We do need fat in our diets. We don't want to totally get rid of fat. But, of course, there is such a thing as having too much fat, okay? So be careful there. As long as you don't eat vast amounts of cheese, you should be okay. So, yes, vast here just means a very, very large amount of something.
So eat cheese. Eat a lot of it, but don't overdo it. Don't eat a vast amount of cheese, which, by the way, is a very strong adjective. Yes, if something is vast, it's huge. It's very, very big in size, like the Grand Canyon is vast. Okay, that's what we're talking about when we're talking about vast things. Anyways, you should eat cheese, okay? It is fattening, but it's also quite good for you. Get this? It's good for our bones, brain, teeth, heart, digestion. It even helps to lower stress. Yes, it even helps to lower stress. So, next time you feel tense about something, cut yourself a slice of cheese.
It can lower stress, of course, if you're worrying about passing your exams or pleasing your boss at work. Maybe a slice of cheese will help you out. So next time you feel tense about something, yes, indeed, as you said, cut yourself a slice of cheese. Tense, nervous, worried about something, cheese might be the answer, or maybe meditation or exercise or some dark chocolate, who knows. But we've been talking about cheese here, and I've got to say, it does sound very tempting right now. Okay, that brings us to the end of our lesson for today. Here comes our Chinese teacher.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文一开始提到 Cheese is so universally popular that a study found that it was the most stolen food in the world. Cheese 在世界各地非常受欢迎，有一项研究发现它是世界上最常被偷的食物。好，这边我们来比较 so that 跟 such that 的用法。So 什么什么 that 什么什么跟 such 什么什么 that 什么什么都可以用来表达如此怎么样以至于怎么样或是非常怎么样结果怎么样。可是 so 跟 such 之后所接的词性不同。 So 的后面也要接形容词或副词，那它的句型是 so 加上形容词或副词加 that 子句。例如The patient was so weak that she could barely stand up. 那位病人身体非常虚弱，她几乎没办法站立。The teacher spoke so quickly that we hardly understood her. 老师讲话讲得好快，以至于我们都听不懂。好，那么 such 的后面呢，通常是接形容词加名词，它的句型是 such 加上 a 或 an， 你还可以加上形容词，再加单数可数名词，再加 that 子句，或者是 such 后面可以加上形容词，再加复数可数名词或不可数名词，再搭配 that 子句。例如 He made such rude comments that I could barely keep my temper. 他的评论非常无理，以至于我几乎没有办法忍住脾气了。再看个例句 It is such a cold day that we feel like staying at home. 今天天气如此寒冷，以至于我们想要待在家里。那我们再补充一个句型，你也可以用 so 加上形容词，加上 a 或 an， 加名词，再加 that 子句，这可以用来表达说非常怎么样，以至于怎么样。可是要特别注意它的字词顺序哦，它是 so 后面先接形容词，再接 a 或 an， 加上单数可数名词。像刚刚的例句It is such a cold day that we feel like staying at home 可以改成 It is so cold a day that we feel like staying at home. 好，接着读到课文第3部分的第一句。While cheese is delicious, it is quite fattening as most cheeses are made up of about 30% fat. 虽然 cheese 很美味，但也很容易使人发胖，因为大部分的 cheese 是由大约 30% 的脂肪组成的。那这边要提醒同学们，句子里面的 while 它表示虽然尽管，意思就相当于 although 或是 though。那这些字词是不能跟 but 连用的，它们都是连接词，只能择一使用。另外句子里面的 as 在这边它表达因为或是由于。那最后帮同学们介绍一个文法重点是 make up 表示组成构成，它的主动用法是部分加上 make up 加上整体，那么被动用法是整体加上 be made up of 加上部分。例如 The manga series is made up of 80 volumes. 这部日本漫画有80册，它是由80册组成的。好，以上是今天的重点整理，接着回顾今天的单字吧。
Universally. An unequal society will develop if laws are not universally applied. Percentage. Only a small percentage of business owners support a 4-day work week. Protein. If you want to weight train, you may need to eat more protein. Nightmare. Dominic's heart was pounding when he woke up from a nightmare. Vast. Vast amounts of information are available online, but not all of it is reliable. Digestion. Eating too quickly can lead to poor digestion and other health problems. Tense. After their fight, Vanessa and her mother went home in tense silence.
Discussion starter starts now.
Roger, it's time for our discussion starter. Which kinds of cheese in the article would you like to try?
Well, I'm curious about trying those bizarre types of cheese, like that sour, creamy kind of cheese in the Middle East, or those salty, hard cheese sticks in Tibet. I'd like to try something different. I bet I could become addicted to those kinds of cheese. How about you?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I think the most interesting kind of cheese to try is that Serbian donkey cheese, because it's said to be the most expensive cheese in the world. So I'm intrigued, I'm interested, I want to taste this. I want to know why this is considered to be the most expensive cheese in the world. Okay, everyone, with that, today's article is now complete. But as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I am Roger.
See you next time.